Whoop, whoop. Oh, it's a robot. See, we got a little robot icon. Aww.
Oh yeah, look at
He's so cute.
Look how little bulky.
But even when if you look into the left, you see he's kind of at like a 60-degree angle.
Oh yeah.
He's not like flat on your kind of axes. Oh, he's so tired. Okay, robot.
All right, we'll go.
There's something on the wing.
Something.
That's. I think he's kind of like a Jim Carrey, Nicolas Cage, isn't he?
Yeah.
Me.
She can't take any more, Captain.
All right, security system 00.
Whoa. What is this?
Meat marp.
Oh, it's another gloopy thing.
Mysterious. Whoa! Shit! That was unexpected.
No, that was alright.
Whoa!
Alright.
Douche. So he's got physical resistance. Use your elements then, I guess. Oh.
Yeah, I think robot's ice, or he might be lightning.
Rocket punch.
Rocket punch.
Rocket
Oh,
punch.
he's a
Rocket punch.
Rocket punch.
Let down. Oh no, it's just got an exceptionally high defense.
Yeah.
Oh,
here we go.
Okay, that's Marla.
No, that's Robo.
Oh really? Oh, so he's a healer as well.
Yeah, I forgot he did that.
Okay. Cure beam.
Cure beam.
Laser beam. Hang on a second.
Laser
Just
beam.
go down to laser. What does need for? Oh, needs for skill points.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. All right.
Oh look, it's the base from Pokemon Red.
Oh, it is. Oh god.
Debugger.
Debugger.
We're gonna meet the rebugger sooner or later. It's gonna debug your rebuggers.
Oh my god.
Oh wow, they've got some defense.
Yeah. It's all right. I got a robot. Yeah.
Right. Well, his attack is just as high as Chrono's and Frog's actually. Cool. That's really nicely balanced. So we've got Chrono, Frog, Marla, Luca, and then one person, and so we've got 6 total party members, don't we?
Yeah.
Right.
6. Oh, actually no.
7?
There's actually one more.
Ah. Why is all this key art lying to me? I don't like this because it makes it really difficult when I'm trying to make key art for videos. Especially for games that I don't know about, Will. For fuck's sake.
I'm sorry.
You should be.
Don't blame me.
Go to 1996 and change the time. Can you press
Okay, I will.
Can you press any of those red buttons or anything down there? Or is it all just...
No, I cannot.
Not even that
this
green
part is
flashy thing.
No, I couldn't touch that one either.
Okay.
This part's fuzzy for me because I don't remember anything else after.
It looks like the Death Egg from Sonic 1.
A little bit, yeah. I can see
But
that.
it's just the color palette for a sort of 32-bit console. So it's it's not a bad thing. It's just interesting because there's a lot that, especially the kind of purpley grills and the sort of fences on the ground, really looks like the end of Sonic 1.
Yeah, it does.
Reddy purple hue.
Which is funny because I think the Genesis had a higher bit
than the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Let's see. And can't blow up that
So
clearly explodable barrel. Sega.
No. At least I feel like it does, because that's like their main selling point for the Genesis.
No,
was
Sega
that
Genesis
it had a high
was the
fidelity.
Mega Drive outside of North America and was 16-bit 4th gen home video chip.
Oh, okay.
So SNES was 32-bit.
Whoa!
Whoa! Oh, shit! Yeah, SNES was 32-bit, so I think it was one of the only 32-bit consoles. 32-bit
okay, that
era
makes sense.
and beyond. They were running in the snow, Donkey Kong Country, Silicon Graphics workstations. Yeah. And then they did SNS 101, which was the new style Super SNES, but it didn't work very well. Then they kept that up with 99. Yeah, so pretty much the SNES had it cornered for 32-bit until the N64 and the PS1. Oh.
Were you a Sega kid or a Nintendo kid?
Neither. I had a PS1.
Neither.
Oh,
really?
So,
so you're a Sony kid.
Yeah, a friend of mine when I was growing up, before I barely knew what video games were. So my friend had a Mega Drive, a Genesis. So outside of North America, anything like the Sega Genesis was called the Mega Drive, which so that's I know it. And he always had like Sonic 2 and all the good stuff, all the good stuff like that.
Of course, so there's always one friend like that.
And I remember, I think it was another friend of mine's, maybe his 7th or 8th birthday party, and he had a PlayStation 1, and I was like, whoa,
Whoa.
And that was it. Like, that was it. I couldn't.
Yeah.
We had an old, like Windows 98, 97, 98 PC, and we had all the sort of odds and sods. And to be fair, there is one of the features that I'd like to go through for something in the future, if you fancy getting really weird and retro, is the Little Big Adventure 2. Do you know this?
Yeah.
There's some really interesting 3D design elements in it. It's a French developed 3D adventure game in maybe 1997.
Whoa,
And
interesting.
it's fully voice acted, and it's not amazing, but there is some cool shit in that game, and it's really janky. And it's a 3D semi-isometric game. It's a really interesting blend. We'll go over it. There's a chap called Remorai who does a lot of the animations for the Castle Super Beast YouTube channel, and he recently did a retrospective on it about why it's an interesting game, and it got me thinking about it again. And that was the first big adventure game I played, and it's cool. Even if we just play it for a couple of hours, that'd be interesting.
Oh yeah, dude, I'd be down for that.
It's really cringy, bad voice acting,
but
it's fully voice acted. That's the thing. And even if it's
which is almost unheard of back then.
Yeah, and it's really like limited in how it's designed, but they maximize everything. It's amazing. Much like how Chrono Trigger works. And I guess growing up in that kind of era, and then transferring onto something a bit more flexible, as like the PlayStation 1. And I don't know, I naturally adapted to games quite quickly because I lived in a bit more of a not isolated area, but I think it just ties into my personality that I'm just a bit antisocial and I just like video games. So.
No, that's totally fair, dude. I was the same way, except I started out with the SNES and then moved on to 64 and then the bigger boy consoles like
Big
PS2.
boy. Yeah.
Big boy consoles. Yeah, I actually didn't have a PlayStation until way later.
Yeah. Man, but it was never a console. It was never what's the word? Like a fanboy thing or anything. It was just that the PlayStation was the first thing that really came along that I was like, whoa, shit! There's a thing you can just use to play games instead of do like a PC, And I'm sure if I train control goes to code XABB. Okay.
What?
There's actually almost a little bit of coding in this, isn't there?
A little bit, not too much.
Yeah, but you say the input prompt for the password was like hold both shoulder buttons and press A to enter.
Yeah,
and then you have the crane control 0, crane control 1. That's like really incredibly basic coding, but it's still there. robot. I love that rainbow effect. That's so cool.
It's so cool.
And it's just using that brilliant color chip that the SNES had. It's so...
And again, this game was almost towards the end of its cycle, so they really like tried to push, you know, everything.
And it's really evident
from the sound.
So if you look at there are two parts. I know you're doing your fight stuff, but there are two parts.
No,
so you have the kind of, if you look to the center left and then go to the top, you've got three parts now. So you go left and then center top, you have a green and a red light. And then you look in the dead center of the screen, you have a green and a red light. And then you look in the center bottom right, and you have a green and a red light. And those just little things give you the illusion of the circuitry beneath the panels. Can you see them?
Yeah.
It's just
just
tiny beautiful things like that that really make this environment seem more alive. You know, and those two glowing in the underneath that black grate there, you got those glowing sort of, again, red pulsing lights there. There's a lot going on here with very simple tools, and that screams of just this era of Square's kind of dedication to design.
Yeah, definitely. Like everything kind of blends well together. It's not just like a mess of pixels. Like everything has a purpose. Yeah,
they're not trying too hard with that, and that's what I thought with stuff like later things like FF8. It's an interesting game, but it's easy to punch down on, so I will. But there's a lot of unnecessary, albeit very beautiful artwork. But sorry, Enterprise is bad. Whoa, that's an attack and a half. Holy shit. That's cool.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Fuck you guys. Dual windmill of death. So FF8 has a lot of, again, massively beautifully, gorgeously designed areas, but they're only used once, or they're not used, you know, sparingly. Like, thinking of a lot of places you revisit in Final Fantasy VII, for example, and a lot of places you revisit in Chrono Trigger. We're going to be jumping back and forth between times and color palettes and all these interesting things which can be reused and color swapped and just mixed up a little bit, but using the same assets to save a bit of time. And I appreciate the craft of always pushing new stuff. There's a lot of stuff in FF8, like the whole opening 3-4 hours. You never see anything like that again. You're always pushing forward. And although it's brilliant, there's a reason why that game took 4 discs to do a fucking 20-hour story.
Oh god.
You know? Like all the past stuff, like all that brilliant stuff with Laguna, which is interesting. And you know, all his past stories stuff. I can't remember revisiting half of the stuff that you see as Laguna or Squall. And and it must have been investors pushing them and people being like, no, we got to do this. Ooh, evergreen friend. Oh no, I got too sidetracked by stuff to remember what I was talking about. Do you remember this?
Nope.
Nope. Go back in there. Let's look at the crane.
Hold on. Well, nope. Let's do this.
AA or AB?
I think it was AA.
Yeah, I think it was
Press
AA.
any two of the ones. And then BB. What?
I thought it was AA at least.
Okay.
Anyway. Who's foolish enough to edit all this stuff out? Not me, not this guy.
No, not you. Who has time for that? Ain't nobody got time for that.
Got time for that. Whatever happened to that? I mean, did that end up being something? As you know, well, that probably ended up being quite racist. I think it became.
I don't know.
No,
I don't know, to be honest.
Let's look it up before we get ourselves into trouble. Ain't nobody got time for that. It's Kimberly Sweetbrown Wilkins being interviewed after having escaped a. Whoa! Okay, so the actual connotation of this video is this lady being interviewed after having escaped a fire in her apartment complex. So she got out of like a dangerous situation, and she's like, "Ain't nobody got time for that." Bless her. Is it the question is it racist? Let's be honest. Racist?
Yeah, it's pretty racist.
Yeah,
I would say.
I think it's a lot of cultural appropriation. View of science direct ethnic disproportion. Yeah, well, there's been studies done on it, so you know what? We're gonna just tone that down a little bit because it's a hot potato.
Whoopsie.
No, well, that's how we learn, and it doesn't come from any place of maliciousness. And
nope, not at all. We're just repeating memes.
yeah,
that's all we're doing.
And that's all memes are. And if that's how we learn, that's how we learn and move forward. So XA and BB.
XABB.
Right, let me write that down.
XABB.
So, all right, okay. I'm writing it down. I'm still doing it.
Do it. XABB.
This is how we used to do things.
Zabibi.
Although, to be fair, with the Resident Evil 2 remake, I ended up rewriting a lot of things down because it's the best way to play that game with a notepad. You can look. You can look up a walkthrough, but there's nothing quite as satisfying. You're like, what the fuck am I doing? What have I got? Where am I going? And you have your notepad in front of you, and you're like, what does this mean? And you're panicking because Mr. X stomping around and chasing after you, and you're like, oh god,
what do I do?
What do I do?
Yeah, we're doing. Sorry, man, we're gonna have to do Resident Evil 8 when it comes out. Oh god.
Oh, dude, I'm fucking pumped for that. Hell yeah, let's do it.
This can be good.
It looks so good.
Yeah. I also realised that the protagonist for Resident Evil 7, Ethan, who you play as in this one, he has no face, so he's just a hentai protagonist.
Oh god.
So XA.
Okay, XABB.
No, so
right?
XA for 1.
What? I did X. What?
Square X.
I have to look at my Super Nintendo controller real quick.
Super Nintendo. Oh, okay. Like I've got the smooth groove to keep things going.
Yeah, because my PS4
SNES controller.
I mean, SNES controller.
Should just be Square X. I mean, XA.
Oh, okay, I got it.
9 o'clock, 6 o'clock.
There we go.
Move the barrel. Moving barrel. Please move barrel. What does it mean to love?
How do I feel?
What does butter mean? What does butter mean? Butter the bread. BB, yeah.
Woo! Please help me.
Please help me understand. That's not too robotic. That's just a man breathing in harshly.
Yes.
Doop. That's
sweet. Thanks for your purpose.
I do. I really like these early. It's kind of more tile-based stuff where you have one single plane, and you know when we were running over those red grates earlier, it really gives you that perspective of things meshing over the other.
Yeah, again, the gradients take a lot of, or help a lot.
That was
to give you that illusion.
There you go. You do the word. See, I knew the word parallax, and you knew the word gradient. Between us, we make half a competent developer from 1995.
We make up like a quarter dictionary.
We just need a full knowledge of the Japanese alphabet. and then a 20-hour work day schedule.
I told you I took a kanji course, right?
Oh no, you didn't.
Woo! Yeah, man. Oh my god. So I memorized kanji and katakana. Oh no, hiragana
yeah.
and katakana. But not kanji.
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck that noise,
dude. It was so difficult just learning hiragana and katakana.
I mean, not to blow my own horn, but it took me about 6 years to learn just hiragana and katakana. But I also lived there, and you kind of internalize it a bit easier. And it took me a very long time to internalize the children's kanji, and then when you be like, oh, I know the meaning of that word, and then my friend, it was just like, okay, what does it mean in this context? And I was just like,
oh no.
King? No,
here we go.
Shut up. Get out.
That's what it means.
I know this one. I know this one. I know this one. Do you? No.
No.
Go back to getting on your bike and deliver food to people. Okay.
Yeah. You wanna be weeb? Get out of here.
That's the best part of that. The thing that humbles you most about learning Japanese is Japan Circle Jerk on Reddit. It's the best Reddit part ever, and it's just people mercilessly bullying each other. It's so awful.
Oh yeah, it's
well worth looking at to see common mistakes and then learning from them.
They're so sassy on that forum.
They're brutal. It's because they're so jaded and they've lived there for such a long time.
I guess that's true.
And it's also people just venting, being, wow, triple kill. Triple kill. Whoa! That was another one. Did you find a ton of arrows?
I fired 3 arrows.
But it also gives you a good impression of, don't have expectations.
Oh yeah.
Oh whoa! Oh whoa! 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 Whoa!
I'm rebelling.
Meep morp.
Meep morp.
Meep morp. What's going on?
You're taking me back. Taking me back.
Oh, we've been there. Okay, we've been there before. Yeah, this.
Yeah, I think it takes us back to where the barrels were.
Yeah, this factory bit's pretty. I mean, it's an interesting. There's some interesting mechanics in the dungeon. But I can see how it's easy to fall into a pattern if you're not learning it, you know?
Oh yeah, you'll get lost like right away and get super pissed.
Yeah, it's speaking from experience.
Yes. Especially, oh god, it was so bad in Final Fantasy because I fucking hate random encounters so much. When you're just trying to complete the dungeon,
just let me get through.
You see a fucking save point or an entry point like right there, and then. But
there's something I appreciate about the modern. Actually, no, even from Final Fantasy VI, I don't know anything earlier, but it forces you to use all the characters. And I know a lot of earlier RPGs. You just had your party at the time. You're like, no, I'm going to use this guy, I'm going to use this guy, and I'm going to use this guy, and you can just sort of trundle through it. With 7, for the first, 10 hours, you're in Midgar, and you cycle through 4 characters, and you get Red 13 at the end. And then you get, it opens up a little bit, and you can experiment a bit, and you can have some fun. Then you get Yuffie, and then you can experiment a bit and you can have some fun a bit, and then you pick up Kate Sith, and nobody uses Kate Sith, because if you use Kate Sith you're a fucking degenerate, and I hope you well, I have my feelings about Kate Sith. And then you meet Vincent, who's optional, and then you meet Sid, who's optional, and that's it. So, and you have all that time, you have maybe 20 hours of, let's say, a good playthrough to just be like, yeah, I've found my style. And a lot of people are just happy to stick with Tifa, no problems there, and Red 13, because you've got a good balance between attack and range. But, you know, you go to 8, and suddenly it locks you into, nope, these are the people you're going to be using until the very end, and then you can switch around. And that's fine, because it's designed that way. My problem is with Final Fantasy 9. And Final Fantasy 9 opens up and it gives you all these amazing options. You've got Vivi, who's really cool to play as. You've got Zidane, who's really cool to play as. You've got Garnet, who's interesting to play as with all of her different magic attacks. And then I think you usually have Steiner for the first bit. And then it diverts. And suddenly you're like, okay, fine. Well, here's the story bit. That's fine. And now it's just like, no, now you're going to play how we want you to play the entire rest of the game. And I got to the bit where Alexandria was destroyed by the Queen using Alexander, and I switched back to playing as Steiner and that really cool lady who has the eye patch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to be able to swap these guys and have... Yeah, Beatrix. Oh, no!
God damn it.
Might have to do a save state in that bit. But, and I wanted to play as Beatrix and have Steiner and Zidane in my party and not worry about Garnet and not worry about that other stupid summoner kid and that weird lizard enemy skill character that, although is interesting, I just don't like playing as because it's just not how I generally do it. I'd rather have an...
Sure.
You know, I'd rather have an all kind of offensive party and have a buffer at the back. But I didn't get that choice. You know, it was just like, no, this is how you want to play. And the whole game is structured in the way that's saying, no, you have the choice, you have the illusion. Like, who's the Dragoon in Final Fantasy 9? You know, the weird rabbit.
I forgot her name though.
Ah, shit. Because she's awesome. I really like
playing she's awesome as shit.
FF9 Dragoon. No, not FF10. FF9 Dragoon.
FF10 Dragoon? I wish.
Well, technically your Dragoon is Waka. Freya. Freya's fucking awesome.
Freya,
because you have that really... You have that hunting minigame that's really easy to just completely fuck up and never succeed at unless you have a guide. And you really get an interesting perspective on how Freya functions as a character in that world. And then you have her, but you know, you'd like to be able to have her interact with, you know, Freya, Beatrix, Steiner, and Zidane. You never really get to have them all together. And it's really shitty too because they kind of split you up like a lot of the time through the game. And I know you obviously get the big free roaming bit before the end, but yeah, as a matter of personal taste, and you know, if I'm sure, well, the reason Final Fantasy 9 is so successful is because people enjoy it. But if I would. I just got to the point where they blew up Alexandria, and it's just like, I don't care anymore because I don't like any of these characters. I don't care. Like, I like Steiner and Beatrix, but I never get to be with them until this point that you think is necessary, rather than hang out with Zidane, who's basically a sexual predator. And you know, that weird
you're not wrong,
that weird juvenile kid that's a summoner that's suddenly in love with Zidane even though she's never met him before, and Garnet, who's like, admittedly she's a cool character but she has no, you know, she's along for the ride. And that weird lizard thing, like, where does I don't even know where Kuja comes into all this. I love Kuja's design because he's this lithe, sexy twink man. And he's just like, yeah, Kuja, you just dance around and let's just do some evil shit. And I like him. And the bits I saw him in was really cool because he was doing some real... Okay, put a save state on this.
Yeah. God damn it.
Because I liked what he was doing and I liked his attitude and I liked his moxie. But... I just, after the bit where you're introduced to them and he blows up that whole continent, like, I was just like, God, I don't care anymore. I'm just going to stop playing this game. You know? And it's a real shame because there's some really interesting elements in FF9, like that weird blind guy in the stone forest, you know?
Oh, yeah. And there's a lot of fun stuff there. I can see why you'd be frustrated because I actually used the guide when I was going through my playthrough.
I don't blame you, mate.
So-
I don't blame you because I had to use a guide, and even with using a guide, I was like, God, I just don't want to fucking do this anymore.
Right, yeah. I mean, otherwise I would like play freehand, but like it wasn't until like the third disc I was able to play with the team that I wanted.
Yeah.
But that's after using a weird lizard thing to get the abilities, so I can make farming a lot more broken.
When do you get the airship?
And then
do you get an airship?
Yeah, I think that that's just 3. Before that, you get a boat, and then
Yeah, I got the boat. It's like getting the tiny Bronco, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
it's pretty much a tiny
again.
Bronco.
I've all been spoiled because I just think Final Fantasy VII is just the best. I just think it's so much better, and I'm more than willing to be proven wrong. You've already got the bolt sword,
Oh yeah, that's right. Stupid.
but I'm more than willing to be proven wrong, and I love the Zebradon Ultra High Security Lock System XABY. I'll write that down.
Please, Zabby.
Okay, got it.
All right.
XABY.
Wait, said something else at the end.
That's Zabby.
Oh,
Full stop.
okay.
Yeah. But yeah.
Cool.
But I just. It's just like. I just want another FF7, and they're never gonna get it again. You know.
Nope.
But remake was cool, and I didn't mind where they went with it. You know, to be honest, it's 25 years later. You can't expect them to recycle it. If you want that, there's tons of fan projects where they've upscaled the models to look like their character portraits, and that's cool.
Oh yeah.
And that's fine. You know, and I like that they're going to go in a weird direction, and I just want Sephiroth to be happy and move in with Cloud as a
Have his boy
roommate.
Cloud.
I think that'd be great. Is this? No, it's not the same.
That's the same room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the problem is people, unless you're a really die-hard anime JRPG fan, you're not gonna like turn-based RPGs.
Oh yeah, no, it's
Unless
not.
it's
Sorry, it's not the
Pokemon.
gameplay system that was the issue. I think the ATB system in the Final Fantasy VII remake is my favorite RPG battle system ever. Like,
Huh? Okay.
in terms of, I mean, I would have loved. Oh no,
God
crane
damn it.
control goes.
Oh, God
no! Don't control our cranes. No, next to the kind of original ATB stuff, this modern iteration, brilliant. No, no complaints at all. I think it's a fantastic update. It's more the story issue, and I will admit when I got to the ending of it, I was like, no, there was some weird noises coming out of me, stranger than that. But you've got to deal with people that, much like myself, that are frothing at the mouth for exactly the same thing that they had 25 years ago when they were in their formative years, and you're never going to get that. You know, the only thing they could have done that would maybe have been perfect is do a 1-to-1 update of the game. Nothing different, nothing changed, just make it look sexy. And they could have done that, and although it would have been respected and just been like, you know, supposed to pay $50 for this, I'd have paid that and more because I love that game. But I respect the fact that they're like, no, let's try and make it sexy and relevant, and they do it. And they still have the fun, because all the problems about go left,
No.
inside that door.
I'm lost.
Yeah, you can be sexy and relevant in the way that, you know, but all the problems are like, again, you look at all the female characters in FF7 and they're just like, oh god, Cloud's so fucking hard. You know, and that's it. And it misses a lot of the point, or the subtler points of what makes everyone what's that?
It's the elevator.
Is that that's how you came in, is it?
Yeah. I think there's there's another way.
There's some of the subtler. Oh, there's some robots. There's some of the subtler points which, you know, like, well, which is why I love Tifa so much, despite the fact that she's very pretty and I like her very much. Is that, you know, there's a lot to her, and she's willing to put a lot on the line and prove, you know, people wrong just to be like, no, you know what, no, I've been through some shit, they've been through some shit, I'm just going to keep pushing because it's what I think is right. And yeah, you know, she's falling over cloud and stuff all the time, and it's a shame, but she's, I don't know, I just think she's cool. And also, she's a punch girl. Like, how do you market anything more towards me other than girls who punch things good?
But that's a higher appeal to her as well.
That's why I have a tattoo of her on my arm. All right.
Secrets are coming out now.
No secrets. You know this. But, you know, that's what it is. I very much enjoy her and her character, and she has punch girl, and she has a six-pack. I'm not gonna pretend to be anything else other than a human being desperately in love with a fictional character.